Hi, my name is Caitlin, and this is my reflection for the week. This week's assignment is beneficial for not only teachers to know, but for students to know as well. I was very surprised by the number of incorrect questions that I had on the quiz. I thought that some of the things that were unfair turned out to be true, and vice versa. One of the things that I was surprised by is that the teacher was able to sue the old school for using his grading application. The reason that I thought that it was unfair for him to sue, or that it wasn't true that he could sue, was because I would just assume that it was done on a school issued computer, therefore it's school property. Another one that I got incorrect that I thought should have been unfair was that the student copied a picture straight off of the internet and won an award for it. I don't think that that's fair because it wasn't his exact work. He took work off of the computer and claimed it as something that he had done, and the school was able to still receive that award for it. Overall, I received a 61%, which is an 8 out of 21 on that quiz. Some of the questions were worded pretty confusing, and I didn't think that some of the laws that they considered fair or even unfair were the opposite way. While reading the CMSI website, one thing that surprised me was that the teachers should still supply the quoted material with all of the videos and clips that they show in the classroom. Also, if an educator uses borrowed material from another teacher or another educator in the school, that they can only use small clips. They can't use the whole application. If they were to use reading material or videos, they could only show small excerpts of it. This surprised me because many lessons that are taught at the school that I work at, they are taught so every grade learns the exact same thing and does the exact same material for like bigger assignments, but the teacher can make their own assignment as the lesson goes on. One of the fair use laws that I was surprised by was that there was a fine line between fair and unfair, and there's no way that you could be confused by, well, is this fair or is this not fair? Like, you would know that it was one or the other. Freeware is not fair to use in a classroom. However, software and shareware are both legal and fair to use to receive information off of. You can only take information for a classroom off of a public domain. You can't use it off of any private domains or any personally issued applications. One thing that all educators fail to abide by is by only copying files from the public domain. If a server is downloaded for one person, they should be able to use it, not let other teachers borrow it. While reading the Education World website, it said educators, however, interpret the fair use doctrine as freedom to use as any copyrighted material as long as their use is restricted to instructional purposes. I agree with that because educators don't realize what they are doing is unfair. They just believe that it's beneficial for the students to help in teaching them the lesson. What teachers need to realize is stealing private documents and using them to teach is still, in fact, not fair. I believe that this is a problem because they could be sued, or the school could be sued for not following the correct rules. In conclusion, the lesson was full of useful information that I could use in my future classroom. I believe after looking at these websites that I will find it a lot easier to know what is fair and what is unfair to use in my classroom while teaching a specific lesson.